the new Expressive category. This is the first time this category has ever been judged live. It's quite different from any other category that we have here. And for the sake of the viewers and those in the back watching, I'm going to disclose that all our judges here this evening have already had quite a reasonable amount of time spent viewing every one of these entries so that they can get their head around it. So don't think that when they sit down and judge it that they're just giving it a cursory. These are complicated pieces and they have spent time studying them so they do know what they're judging. Other than that, I'm going to leave you to it and enjoy because it's going to be a feast for the eyes.
Well said.
Thank you, Tracy. Welcome everybody to the New Zealand Expressive Photographer of the Year at the Iris Awards here in Nelson. I'm first going to read out the criteria for the Expressive category, and in a condensed version here, it says here the Expressive category is for mixed media entries, an expressive and freestyle photographic category that celebrates entries created for personal experimentation and or exhibition purposes. Entries may include historical or more traditional photographic techniques, such as film-based processes, cyanotypes, glass plates, tin types, Polaroids, collage, etc. This category is all about rewarding exploration of imagination, giving entrants the opportunity to create work that might be ineligible for entry in other categories. Entries may be commissioned or self-commissioned. Only physical entries will be accepted for the Expressive category. Entries must be predominantly photographic in content and foundation. Books may be entered into this category. All elements must be the work of the entrant, the only exception being supportive non-digital mixed media content, such as paper, paint, ink, clay, thread, wood, wax, and found objects. For the purpose of these awards, found objects refer to the natural or human-made objects or fragments of an object. So we can see we've had a huge range of scope here, so it's going to be very exciting to view this, and I think it's a real privilege for myself and all the judges to have the opportunity to judge this work. My name is Simone Jackson, this is Jay Drew, we're going to be panel chairing tonight, and we have some amazing judges that we'll start off with. This category is proudly sponsored by NZOPP also, and we'll get started. First up to the judging, we'd love to first have Mika Boynton, Rachel Smith, Kay Davis, Johan van Kaan, and Russell Hamlet. Thank you. And so for the viewers online at the moment, we are just logging in, and there's a few differences that we'll be doing from normal judging. For example, one of the judges, Kay Davis, will be reading some of the notes from her phone to give good information there. And have we all logged on? Brilliant. We'll have the first entry, please. Oh, one moment. Oh. Could you grab IT, please? See how you go there. If we could grab a tech person, please.
Is there a run through for the audience? Photographs of them. Are we doing?
Okay, we're not going to be having a run through, but I'll just check with tech one more question. Can you not log in? Have you logged in? Yeah. Okay, they haven't got their scoring bar. I've got someone much more clever than me coming to give you a hand here.
I think she just needs to
As we can see, this is the first time we've done this, so we knew we'd have a few teething problems.
You've got to press begin judging, which is, I think, is why. Still able to get a Yep, that works.
There we are.
Here we go. Woo, ready to roll. Okay.
Can we go up?
Yes, I'll get you to view the first entry, please. We've also got the entry up on the screen to the right for the benefit of the audience.
Have you got both sides? Do you have both sides?
No, we don't.
That's from the
How are you going with the scores, judges? We've got one more score to go in. Right, we have a score of 79. That is a solid bronze award. So you'd like to accept that? Mika, you're challenging.
Yeah, I'm on 84. I really am intrigued by the dual nature of this object. The front is very easy to interpret. Well, not easy to interpret, but very. It is what we would expect of an out-facing image, and the back, I think, adds a very deep dimension to this. The rock itself is a found object, but it is carefully chosen, and I think this represents the duality of the person, but it also represents how nature and people are so interconnected. I feel this strongly, and I see it reflected in this artwork. I think it's very clearly a silver award, if not higher, but I'll stick with silver, as I think it represents the duality of all of us. So I encourage you to think about those things and perhaps reconsider.
Thank you, Mika. Kay, could I come down to you, please?
I guess I'm not seeing or feeling what you're feeling with the work. I'm picking it's a Polaroid transfer that has been used, and I guess the technique has been well crafted. But I guess I'm seeing the positive and negative in terms of the human, the front, the back, and all that sort of thing. But I guess I'm not picking up any more story. I'm just actually want to ask, is there a caption or anything with this?
No caption. Okay, thank you. I've still got a few wanting to talk to this. So Rachel, could I have you first, please? Thank you.
Yeah, I am on 82, so I'm also on the silver range. I agree with what Mika has said, so without repeating that, I also find that the choice of medium being rock for them artists to place these transfers on really speaks to the heaviness between emotions and personalities that we hold inside, and so I'm getting quite a strong message there from that.
Thank you. Thanks for your words there. Johan?
In a category called expressive, it's very hard to talk about what is right and what is wrong. So we talk about our own interpretations, and my interpretation of this would have seen the negative image reversed so that the square of the eye and negative matched up with the square of the eye on the other side. But that's just me, and it's not necessarily a flaw, but that's what I was looking for and hoping to find.
Thank you, Johan. And Mika, we've got right of reply. Thank you.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Johan. I personally don't think you look at the two things at the same time. So for me, the reversal of it, you're looking at one and then the other. So I don't know that it needs to be perfectly mirrored, and our inside and outside definitely isn't perfectly mirrored. So I'm not concerned by that, but I'm hearing it. But yeah, I just feel that the photographer needs to be rewarded for bringing us something that makes us think about ourselves and our connection with the land and the heaviness of the duality, as Rachel said.
Thank you, Mika. Now, could you? What we're going to do? We're just going to put a pause on the judging because there may be a dialogue, and we're just going to just put a pause for a moment. So, just hold your scores in your minds, if you could, please. We'd appreciate that. Thank you very much. I think if everyone online was here to watch how much of the audience have come into the room to see their work being judged, I think they'd be very excited, but at the same time I think they could make them even more nervous than what they are at home if they're not here viewing their work being judged. So well done, everybody. I could imagine you've got huge FOMO going on at home. It mustn't be easy knowing that this is happening to your work and you're not here. So hopefully next time you might be able to be here physically.
Man, if they think they're nervous.
It is a privilege judging this work, isn't it?
Can we score?
Not yet. No, we just put a pause on at the moment. So it just may, also if any of the judges or panel chairs from this last few days are in the room, there is a photograph to be taken of everybody at roughly around 8:45 after the judging of the expressive category finishes. We've had the privilege of managing to get to Australian judges out here before everything kind of stopped for the Australians anyway. One of them is Mika, and she's judging, so we're very fortunate to have her here. Mika, would you like to give the audience a little bit of background of your history of photography while we're waiting?
Yeah, I feel a bit overprivileged. I think I've been asked on most judging panels to talk, and I feel a bit bad for all the other judges who haven't been asked to introduce themselves. But I will say I feel really honoured and privileged to be part of the judging here, and I am a proud associate of NZIPP, and I'm a landscape and aerial photographer. I do a lot of abstract aerial photography, and I have been very fortunate in my art training previously, so I'm really excited in particular to be judging this category.
Oh, thank you, Mika. Thank you. We've got Rachel Smith right beside. She's just looked very surprised. Rachel Smith is a bit of a legend as well, so we'd love to hear from you, Rachel, a bit of your history of your career and when you've come from for your photography.
Yeah, legend's overstating it, Simone. So
You're from Te Puke, hey?
I am from Te Puke. That's the legend status, basically. All the good ones come from Te Puke. I have just recently completed a Master of Fine Arts, so I'm really, really excited about this particular category, and can't wait to see the rest of the imagery here. I've been a part of NZIPP for about 5 years now, and actively participating in the awards and in the committees and stuff, and really loving it. It's been really good for my work, and yeah.
Thank you, thank you. It's lovely to hear. And Kay, we haven't heard from you for a while because you've always been busy in the background in the engine rooms. Would you like to give a bit of your history as well, please, with photography?
Yeah, I guess I've been a photographer of portraits, weddings, and now I focus on the fine art side of things. Been on the Honours Council for 10 years and am loving not being on it now. It's been a great experience to come back and start judging again. Had lots of judging experience in Australia over the recent years, but it's been nice to come back and judge in New Zealand.
Brilliant. No, thank you very much, Kay. And Johan, could we hear from you too, please? Just a bit of your history.
As a former scientist who felt there was no opportunity for creativity in science because it's all based on facts, I felt that photography is a wonderful outlet for my way of looking at things, and sharing that with other people is something I really enjoy.
Thank you, Johan. Much appreciated. And Russell, we do need to hear from Russell. He's another one that everybody knows.
Well, I've been a member of the NZIP for over 30 years, and I must say I enjoy this part of my year. I think the humanity of the organisation is what appeals to me, and the friendships and the sharing of knowledge and all our sort of just to be able to exercise my brain with other wonderful minds looking at wonderful images has been a big part of my life, and really appreciated that. Life's good for me at the moment because I don't have to work anymore, but now I can take images for fun. People haven't seen any of my images for a very long time because I was very business oriented and did very well at that, which is why I'm retired. So I just really love you guys and love being here and love looking at this stuff, and I've enjoyed being a panel chair this time round. It's exciting seeing the scores come up in front. In fact, I think I'm almost enjoying it as much as I did judging. So I get a microphone and people have to listen to me, so that's great.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I have a dialogue for this entry, and I'm just going to just double check to make sure that it's the correct one.
Does that mean we can restart our scoring again, or is that just...
Right, this entry is called The Undermined. Through both digital and... One moment.
Exactly. What do you see?
A few little teething issues we've got here, so you're just going to have to listen to me for a little bit longer. Apologies for that. We've had quite a big day here with different categories, so apologies for hearing my voice again. It's been a big day, but I think everybody's done really well. We've got, because a lot here may be entrants. How many would have entered that are in this room now? Maybe just put your hands up. Let's have a look. Who's entered the Iris Awards? Woohoo! So you never know if you'll be judging, maybe put the expressive category on your list next year. You just don't know. So this will be a little bit of a taste. Obviously not of the hiccups, but yeah. So apologies to the entrant. This is the first live time we've done this, so we've just got a little few teething issues. I can imagine it can't be easy back home, but we're all with you in spirit.
Yeah, sure.
So who's going to the convention tomorrow? And woohoo! Yeah, I've just found one. Thank you. Thank you. It's going to be pretty jam-packed, absolutely jam-packed. From what time are we starting? We're starting from, my eyesight is so bad in this light. Good grief. 8 o'clock. My goodness, that's going to be interesting. Conference, no registration. 9 o'clock. Here we go. We start at 9 o'clock. So you'll be all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay. You're all being very patient. Thank you very much.
Are we skeletons yet? Why not?
I think a very special award is going to go to the entrant of this just while I've been waiting for information, and when we're going to start. So we're going to be obviously we're going to be judging this in the same way we've been judging imagery, in the same numbers range.
I might stop my tummy rumbling.
apologise for the delay. We have some technical issues. Sorry about this.
It's okay, Tracy.
We'll make it as quick as we can.
Is that Jim's interpretation?
I don't know.
Well, I'll be interested to see what the past actually is.
I think it's got two testicles in it.
Oh, like literally, okay.
What are you talking about?
They big pieces. That's not small pieces. No.
I didn't know what you're talking about. Some little straw, right?
So, oh yes, yeah.
Still pretty happy being only daughter.
Pretty tame, but
She's starting early. She's probably not.
now I'm worried. Yeah. In fairness to the author, if I've written something, it should be.
Right. I think we're ready to go. We've got Russell's here. Okay, just to be clear, this entry does not have a caption or a title. We had to make sure that was all correct, so apologies to the entrant. The judges, you still have your score in your head. If you could put that into the challenge score, please.
Oh, challenge. Challenge.
We have a silver at 81. Congratulations. We will accept that, and we just want to give a special clap. Let's do another clap for that poor entrant that has been waiting so long. Well done. Thank you very much. Right, if we could go to the next entry, please. The caption of this entry is Death's Head Moth, toned cyanotype. Johan, you've got that there. Brilliant, thank you. We have a score of 82. which is a silver award. Thank you, and I think we've got a challenge going on here. We have Kay. I will accept your challenge. Thank you. You're the highest there.
Yeah, I've scored this 86, and I've done this because the level of detail that's been created or captured within this cyanotype is actually very, very difficult to do, and this has been done beautifully. It's almost like, for me, it's almost like a moth that's actually been caught in a web. You can see that the beautiful little subtle tones and webbing almost that's in the background of this image that the moth is actually placed on. And there's just that little added dimension of the gold foil glitter. I should have actually had a better look on that one. So I think this has been beautifully created. And yeah, worthy of a silver with a distinction.
Thank you, thank you, Kay. Sorry, Rachel, could I hear from you, please?
Yeah, I scored this 77. I agree with what Kay said. It's absolutely beautifully detailed and very high level of skill involved. I'm just not getting any story or emotion connected to it to push me into a silver distinction range.
Okay, thank you, Rachel. I'd love to hear from someone. Oh, thank you, Russell.
I scored this 83, and I'm really enjoying it, and probably just because it's all so new, it's sort of hard to put your foot in the sand, but I think I might go with UK. One of the things that I'm trying to hang my hat on, just trying to get my head around this whole thing, is that the category is all about rewarding exploration of imagination and creating using different materials to express yourself, and choosing this medium here, the substrate cloth, that's just allowed the delicacy of this capture to sort of be displayed to us, and has also allowed the photographer to add those three-dimensional gold features, which I think possibly might be sewn onto it due to the material. I might be wrong, but it doesn't really worry me. I really love the fact that they're there, and it just takes the image beyond just a photograph to a three-dimensional representation, which in itself is quite beautiful, and I'm happy to probably go towards where you are, Kay.
Thank you. I think if you want to talk about this, I think, hang on, Johan, I'll make Johan first if you could. You were wanting to?
No, I was just going to agree with that.
Okay. Sorry, Mika.
Yeah, I just want to add one thing, and that is that the gold, I don't know if you've ever touched a moth or a butterfly, but they're so fragile, and the texture of them is what makes them so exquisitely beautiful. And I think that this represents that fragility, that texture, and yeah, that dimensionality is beautifully presented here.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Kay, we'll get you to right of reply. Thank you.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like I need to talk too much more, but when I look at the criteria for silver with distinction, it's talking about excellent level of technique, craft, production, and print quality. We haven't got the print quality per se because we're talking about a cyanotype that's been used, but yeah, the level of detail that's actually been captured, it's very hard to do with cyanotypes. And this has been exquisitely created and produced. And I love your interpretation of the gold in terms of the way the dust almost comes off the moths, and yeah, so I think that's actually really beautiful. So silver distinction.
Thank you, Kay. Judges, if you could rescore. We've made a silver distinction at 86. Congratulations to the photographer. It was very well done. Great debate there too. Right, we'll accept that. And could we have the next entry, please? The caption for this entry, I'll just wait for it to be placed first. The caption for this entry is open to Artivive app and point your device's camera to the artwork extended with augmented reality. Artivive app. So open the Artivive app and point your device's camera to the artwork extended with augmented reality. And for the benefit of the entrant, that is what the judges are doing at present. Thank you. We have a score of 90, which is a gold award. Congratulations. That is extremely across the board, even judging also. I will accept that. Who would like to talk to the photographer for a comment, please? Since it was a gold, I think it's quite appropriate.
Well, perhaps even just talking to the photographer to talk to the audience. I mean, what happened there was when we put our phone to the image transcended itself into the phone and became more than three-dimensional. It also supplied us with butterflies flying through it, moving. So unbelievably mind-blowing. I don't know how people can even think at this level, let alone give it to us. So amazing, really.
Thank you very much, Russell. Congratulations to the photographer. That is a gold award. So if we could uplift this image now before we go to the next entry, please. Thank you. And we will place the entry before I give you the title and the caption. Mandy, could I get you to step in for Rachel, please? Thank you. The title of this entry is The Undermined. And the caption, through both digital and darkroom processes, I created a digitised essence of lived experience. Chemogram component made from deep heat, soaked in Radox muscle relaxant. Binary translation, contaminated.
Could you read the title?
The title is The Undermined.
Undermined.
Yes, sorry. The Undermined.
Mind is an M-I-N-D or M-I-N-E-D?
M-I-N-E-D. Now, I'm just going to read the caption out one more time for the benefit of the judges. Through both digital and darkroom processes, I created a digitised essence of lived experience. Not lived experience, through lived experience. Chemogram component made from deep heat, soaked in soaked in Radox muscle relaxant, binary translation, contaminated. We have a score of 86, which is a silver, sorry, a silver with distinction. Congratulations. And all reasonably just within a few points of each other, judges. Congratulations. That's definitely a silver with translation. I think I need more coffee. We will accept that. Comment? Yes, if I could have a comment from one of the judges who'd like to. Mika, you're looking a little bit...
I was actually hoping to hear someone else's comment, but no, I will happily comment. I can't say that I completely understand this, but I don't think I'm supposed to. I really enjoy the muscularity of it. Perhaps I'm reading into that from the caption, but I feel that sinewiness, that movement, the in and out, the very visceral, muscular presentation. I really enjoyed the dual levels. I don't know that I can offer anything to improve this. I don't feel qualified, but I think the photographer has done an excellent effort. Excellent presentation and results.
Thank you very much, Mika. We'll get the students and Ian to... Come on, flattering you, Ian. To uplift this. Meanwhile, while they're taking this away, roughly, the judges, as we know, I'll just remind the audience here that the judges have studied all these before because it's such a unique category that they have studied these previously. Could I have the next entry, please? Now, the caption says, a teen experiencing the isolation of social distancing and curbed freedom under COVID-19 lockdown. Photographed by his mum, showing his vulnerability in a liminal stage of his life. Whoever gave me that note, could you come back, please? So for the benefit of the online viewers, we're doing our very best for you to be able to view the entry at this time. The judges are currently viewing it together and they have previously viewed this also. the caption out again? Sure. A teen experiencing the isolation of social distancing and curbed freedom under COVID-19 lockdown. Photographed by his mum, showing the vulnerability in a liminal stage of his life. We have a score of 89, which is silver distinction, and Johan made sure Johan made sure that he was going to challenge this because he had his hand up immediately. You're on, Johan.
Right, I think we've got the numbers around the wrong way. I gave it a 98. And I really don't know why I took 2 points off. I really, really don't. It's very powerful, it's very sad, it's very personal. It's incredibly personal, and the things you don't see are the things you feel. And we've given a lot to not see in there, but we do definitely feel it. The thread of the yellow through it is incredibly strong and very artful. And in a category which is about expression, I feel that this is a very strong example of very personal expression. I've given it a 98.
Thank you very much. And just for the benefit of the audience, because a lot of the audience don't know what it is it a book that you've looked through? It is.
Sorry, yes, it's a book. It's
Yes, thank you.
a
Thank
beautiful
you.
book. Sorry, a book doesn't do it
Thank you
justice.
very much. Mika, could we hear from you, please?
Yeah, I'm at a silver award, 84. Perhaps because I'm not a mother, I wasn't as moved. I feel a little disconnected from what I'm presented with, and I can only present what I've come with. But in terms of the photography, which I can obviously connect with, I think it's beautiful. It is very personal. The technicality of it is excellent. I think that perhaps the personal nature of it alienated me somewhat. I didn't feel a sense of narrative, but I don't know that that's necessary. I guess at the end of it, I just didn't have that strong emotional response that would take me to that upper level. So, and I don't know how you address that, but that's where I am.
No, thank you very much. Russell, could we? Oh, sorry. We were talking gold, so everyone can speak. Yes, please, Russell. Thank you.
I scored it 86 because the imagery is quite lovely, but I'm a little bit with Mika there. Yes, it is a very personal story, and yes, many of the images are beautiful. But for me personally, I don't think I needed to see quite so many, and I don't know if they all added to the story necessarily or added any more than the image that preceded them. So I guess when you're the creator of this personal story and you're a part of it, they might mean something to you, but me as an objective observer of them, I found that each, as it went on, I didn't necessarily need to see any more images to get that sort of feeling. So I was quite comfortable at 86 because it is a beautiful piece of work.
Thank you. Okay, I'll have you next if that's okay.
Yep, I'm on 93. The reason I put it in there, not gold distinction, but I'm maybe listening. I found the book to be incredibly powerful and emotive. Yellow is the colour of hope, and this mother has created this body of work for her son in collaboration with her son to, I guess, give him hope through all of the despair, the pain, the angst, the vulnerability that he's feeling through this particular time. And it's very...
It's okay. Take a moment. You're good.
Each image you look through is showing all that. And there's also images where you can see he's questioning, he's searching. It's beautiful.
Thank you, Kay. Rachel, could we hear from you? You were wanting to talk to.
Yeah, I gave this an 85. The first thing that that hits you when you look at the cover of the box of this book is the lyric in the title, and it actually beautifully sets the scene for the artwork. The imagery is faultless. I absolutely agree with that. I do tend to agree with Russell in that we possibly didn't need as much of that information, as many images. However, it is a book. We need to create content. Unlike Mika, I am a mum. I went through lockdown with 3 teenage boys, so I can feel a lot of what's there. I just didn't quite feel that there was enough of that to put me into a higher range, because it's obviously a collaboration. It wasn't necessarily for me observational. It was, I don't have the right articulation for it. It didn't feel like it was an observation of the emotion. It was I'm not saying that the feeling was not there at that time. It was it's an accurate representation of that, but I didn't feel like it was an observed documentation of that.
Thank you, Rachel. Johan, right of reply.
Imagine you're a teen and you're looking forward to this year because this is the year that you start getting freedom. Imagine that freedom taken away, and then imagine the feeling, not a documentary. I'm not talking about a photo documentary in this personal expression. I'm talking about an expression. The colour is part of the expression. The cover is a veiled word, caution. The day after day of being held hostage by a virus. And not showing anger, but sadness or disappointment in not being able to be the teen that you thought you could be in that year. And it's just in that time, because after that time you get to be something else. But in that time, it's the same but somehow different every day, but not. And as the book becomes more and more yellow, the feeling becomes more and more muddy because it's the same as it was the day before. It's a beautiful poem, this book. It's not saying, in the morning I had porridge and in the afternoon I regretted it. It's not that. It's his mother's seeing him wanting to be a teenager and not being able to be. Because as a teen, you do things with your mates. And it's physical, it's active. So I feel that as a personal expression, this is a wonderful poem.
Thank you, Johan. Judges, could we get you to
I gave it 98, just in case you forgot.
plug it up there? Get those judges to rescore, please. We have a solid gold at 92. Congratulations to the photographer. We'll just have a bit of a breath here. That was a big judging process. Could I get you to uplift the entry, please? Thank you. While we're doing that, Rachel, thank you very much for your judging. We'll just pop you off for a bit of a break. Amber Griffin, could we pop you in place of Rachel, please? Thank you. And we'll get you to log in. Thank you. Thank you, Griffin. Amber, all ready to go? And we'll bring in the next entry, please. This entry has a caption. The caption says, "This book was created to raise money for the Neonatal Trust." And for the benefit of online audience, this is also a book. We have a 78, which is a solid bronze award. Thank you. Congratulations to the photographer. We will, or the entrant, I might say, as well. We will accept that. And anyone would like to talk? Mika? Thank you.
I think it's a very beautifully put together depiction of a very important topic. I think the purpose of the book has been met exceptionally well in terms of creativity and newness and innovation. That's where it's not pushed up into that higher level.
Thank you, Mika. Appreciate that. Could I get the entry to be uplifted? Thank you.
That's a nice way to say it.
That's a very good way of putting it.
Uplifted.
And could we have the next entry, please? There is no caption or title to this entry. We have a score of 74, professional standard. Thank you very much. I'll accept that. That's very, very close judging also, within literally a couple of points of each other. Thank you very much. I'll accept that. Could I have a comment from Johan?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I really like the concept of it. I just feel the finishing's a little bit unfinished with the battery pack sitting off to the side. I feel it would have been nice to have had disguised or hidden or not part of the whole object.
Right. Thank you so much. I'm sure the entrant will appreciate that constructive feedback. Could we uplift that entry, please? Thank you. Could I have the next entry, please? There's a caption to this. It's toned sonotype print. Toned cyanotype print. We have a solid a solid bronze award at 78. Thank you. We'll accept that. Thank you very much. We'll accept that. And that is a bronze award. Would anyone like to talk? Thank you very much, Russell.
It's certainly a lovely collection of images, but I just find the fact that it's blocked out in the darks, it made it a little bit heavy and a little bit clumsy for those sort of lovely dainty subjects.
Thank you, Russell. Could we take that print? Thank you. And could we bring the next entry in too for the judges? There is no title or caption to this entry. We have a score of 87, which is a silver distinction. However, we have a challenge from Mika.
Yeah, this is an exceptional piece of work. The artistry, the level of craft in this. There are at least 6 layers here. The ticking clock, the sands of time. What I love about it is the costuming. We've got a timeless piece that indicates the passing of time. It harks back to medieval times. It's got the very vibrant man in the prime of his life holding flowers that you can see will decay very nicely. You can see that he's got the layers from his prime self through to the decay, through to the skeletal self. I just think this is exceptional. I've never seen anything like it, and I think that the artist needs to be rewarded for the conception, the visualization, and the masterful presentation of this piece.
Thank you very much, Mika. Johan,
Did I say I'm on 92?
oh, sorry,
I'm
I
on
don't think you
92.
did. Yeah, 92. Thank you. Johan, could we hear from you, please?
I gave it 82. It's a very hard category to judge, so it's very important, I think, to listen to what happens around you. There's some
I'm not sure I understand.
It's how I feel. But I do understand.
Oh my goodness.
I quite like your mention of youth, because I didn't see his face as youthful, but his hands seem to be quite young. And then while you were talking, I went up for a look, and there's these circular specular things happening in behind him, which is again about the passage of time thing. There's many layers. I don't think you can actually put a number on it. I really loved it. I'm happy for it to have a silver distinction, and I'm really happy to listen to other arguments as to why it might even go higher. If I was going to say one thing, I would have. I can't tell how I would. I can't say how I would have changed it. So it's great. This is what we have. It's awesome. I do like the face thing. It's great.
Thank you very much. And I think everyone wants to talk to this. Russell.
I scored at 84, but at first I was a little bit overwhelmed by it, and it wasn't. I sort of instantly, because of the two timepieces, understood it was about the passage of time. But I think the display of that, or the explanation of that, is becoming more evident to me now. More. The one thing I do really enjoy about it is the amalgam of good photography with, not trickery, cleverness, if you like, the three-dimensional nature of this piece, because the photography in itself is actually quite exquisite, really, and it has a mood to it that suits the whole image. I needed the explanation of the flowers, and I'll hang on to what you said, Mika, so that's good enough for me. And really, it is a tough category, but I'm happy to go with you, actually, Mika. I wasn't too sure what I was going to do when this came out, and I like your explanation, and you've fleshed out the bones, as it were, better than I did in my initial reaction to it, and it is quite stunning.
Thank you, Russell. And Amber?
I was with Mika. I scored this a 90, and I feel like going higher. Aside from the absolutely masterful creation of this piece, I think that this piece also speaks to us on an emotive level, because it speaks to human mortality. I don't know what the flowers are there for, but there could be so very many reasons. This man could have lost a female close to him. There could be anything going on in this man's life that speaks to his own mortality or the mortality of somebody else. And what greater fear do we all have than that? So I think this is absolutely incredible, and I want to come up to a high gold.
Thank you, Amber. One moment, Mika. I think Kay. Thank you.
I just made a couple of notes around it, Mika. I really appreciated your articulation in terms of the story and the narrative behind it, and I certainly picked that up. But I think what I'm seeing is just every single little element in here symbolises that life-death aspect. The flowers, to me, flowers are given on occasions throughout life, whether it be the birth of a child, whether it be a wedding, whether it be a funeral. So that, to me, is where that comes. And flowers then die themselves. So every little piece in here represents that life-death. And it's just been incredibly well done.
Thank you, Kay. And Mika, right of reply to you.
I forgot to mention the star trails even.
So I think everyone's kind of already done my work for me. The only one thing that I will add is I really appreciate the blacks in this image, because I think were it more colourful, it would overwhelm this. And I think that the choice of making everything except the living elements black and shades of black is a masterful stroke. So please come up and join me on gold.
That's a good comment.
Thank you, Mika. Judges rescore. You've done it, Mika. We have a solid gold at 93. Well done. It's really good that it's going to take time to get this image in and out, so it gives the judges a bit of time to have a bit of a breather before the next entry. I'll get you to uplift that. Thank you. And just a reminder to all the judges, all the audience, the judges have previewed all these images and they've spent a bit of time with them already. That will help. That's helped them make the decisions. So we're just waiting on the next entry. Okay, next entry, please. I'll read the title and caption out once it's been placed. The title is The Ostracised. The caption says, through both digital and darkroom processes, I created a digitized a digitized essence of lived experience. Chemogram component made from spit and yogurt soaked in urine. Binary translation, faggot.
And the title again, thanks?
The ostracised. Just got the last score coming in. Johan, can you just double check your entry?
Sorry, it went into the wrong place. Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. We have a score of 88, which is a silver distinction. However, we've got a challenge from Russell, who is at 93. There's someone there around your area too there, Russell?
Thank you for that. For me, this is just quite stunning, really. And, you know, when you go back from it and view it from a distance, it's just so strong, and the dark recesses of our minds, the evilness of that face at the bottom and whatever's going on at the top there, it's just like diving into the dark places in your mind. And I can't help but sort of admire the connection between that binary representation, that simplicity of what is binary, and the complexity of what that invented system has done to our lives, and how it's screwed up a lot of our lives as well, to be honest with you. So I just think that's just a fantastic expression of those two relationships, really. And I really admire it, apart from the colour, the palette of it, just the whole impact of the thing. And I'm only a human, so I can only respond to the emotions that it brings up in me as a reaction.
Thank you, Russell. Mika, could we hear from you, please?
Yeah, I'm on a silver with 81, and the reason that I'm held back is because I'm really feeling quite confused by this. It's an abstract, so there's not really a subject matter for me to connect with, and therefore colour and texture and shape and form become much more important. And I'm getting conflicting messages from this. So, for example, the front screen that has the binary code, the colour palette, I don't understand the connection of that with the beautiful floral colour palette of the inside. The floral colour palette itself, I think, is too beautiful and pastel to represent that horrible feeling of ostracisation, of being left out. I'm actually invited into this image. I feel like I want to go in. I'm being drawn in. So I'm getting mixed messages on this, and if that can be reconciled, then I'm definitely listening.
Thank you. I'd like to grab someone who's more middle of the road. We'll definitely come back to you, Johan. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I can sort of add to it. I think you can actually draw out so many different aspects, or I guess creatures, whatever you want to call it, floral petals within the centre of the image. I do find that yes, that whole there is a grotesqueness to it. That whole three-dimensional, the cleverness and how that three-dimensional aspect has actually been created is absolutely incredible, really. But I'm seeing the ogreness. I'm seeing that, if that's a word. I'm seeing the ugly and the beauty overlaid on top of each other, and I think that's potentially why it's difficult to interpret that. There's darkness, there's purple, it's like bruising. You know, you get that bruising where, you know, your soul, your inner soul is bruised and hurt. So those are the sorts of things that I'm actually picking up on through the colour palette that's being used, and also the tonal, the just subtle tonal variations that we're seeing throughout the image, through this three-dimensional image.
Thank you, Kate. And what was your score?
I scored at 87.
Thank you.
I'm listening to coming up.
Thank you. And Johan?
I actually scored at 95.
And again? You have, cool, thank you. So we're just going to wait for Mika's.
Yep. Do you want me to try that?
Yes, please.
Turn on offline access.
No,
It needs to
okay,
be
no,
connected.
it's been connected. Okay,
See
I'll
the
just get
tears that are
Okay.
coming out.
Thank you. So have you popped yours in, Mika?
It's not connected.
Oh, okay. Okay. No problem. So if the entrance not here
Technology getting in the way.
presently, if they're listening and viewing online, we're just waiting for one computer. She's got the score in her mind. We're just waiting for it to be put down officially. I can imagine it would be a very tense time for this entrant.
What'd you give it?
Nice try.
We're going to add it up for you.
The good thing is that all the other judges have put their scores in, so they're locked in. So we're just waiting for Mika to pop.
No, we're waiting for Mika's computer.
Yes, your computer to be popped in.
Yeah.
He's our techo man to the rescue.
And he's done a great job.
Oh,
He's done
amazing.
an amazing job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he deserves his own award.
on call.
It's because it's a PC.
I agree.
What is your score, Paul?
Here we go. We should be on in a minute. I have a special piece of paper in my pocket.
So for the benefit of the audience, the original score was 88, which was a very good silver distinction. And we're now waiting for the final score to come through.
Oh, you're locked in, aren't you, Russ?
No, I'm not.
No, Russell
No,
is. Russell is.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you. Now we know what you scored.
That's come through, and we have a final score of 93. Gold award. Congratulations to the entrant.
Absolutely.
Right, we'll just have a bit of a breather. We're going to have a little bit of a judge swap around at the moment. Johan, give you a little bit of a break. Thank you very much. And we're going to bring in Mandy Lynn, please. Thank you. And yes, if we could uplift that entry. Thank you. We've got amazing assistants doing absolute perfect justice to these entries, treating them Very well. And we will have the next entry, please.
Is that wrong? Is it not going? Press the left hand one. Press the right one.
The caption to this entry is Diaries of a Mad Woman came to life as a result of a personal pursuit to overcome years of depression using self-portraiture, other forms of creative mediums and art therapy. For the benefit to the online audience, this is another book bar album. And the judges have already previewed this book album and are going through it now to refresh themselves of the information inside and the contents. We're currently viewing the Expressive category, sponsored by NZIPP here in Nelson. We've just got one more score to come through. We have a score of 81, which is a silver award. However, we have an automatic challenge from Mandy Lynn. And if you could announce your score too, please, Mandy.
I gave this a 94. There is so much to absorb in this, and I think that is one of the challenges in judging this category. But for me, this is one of the most beautiful examples of how therapeutic photography can be. So not every single image in this needs to be a representation of the beauty of photography, but we need to really understand how photography served to heal a soul, to bring a soul back to themselves. How is this not a gold? This is, she's articulated what has been a reality for many of us here in this book, and it needs to be rewarded. So tell me, what is your fault with it?
Thank you. Thank you for that. Mika, can we hear from you, please?
Yeah, I actually scored this professional practice 73, very high professional level. And the reason for that is because we're judging an object, and I feel that, and not the journey, not the process, not the person, and I feel that the object itself is not as strong as what clearly was the journey, the process, the experience. I think it's an incredibly vulnerable piece, and I feel that something like this would absolutely have enabled a person to address their demons, their struggles, their experiences, and I feel in that respect, this is an incredibly valuable, an incredibly poignant piece of work for the person. And I think as an outsider looking in, I feel that we need to perhaps separate ourselves a little from judging the process and instead judge the piece. I also feel that the photography is possibly the weakest part of this piece. The art, the drawing, the writing, the annotation, that is all incredibly strong. I just feel that there are certain elements of this piece that are not as strong as others.
Thank you, Mika. And the other judges, you're all very close to each other that we haven't heard from. So would one of you like to speak to that? Russell, thank you. Oh, thank you.
Actually, I scored at 82, and I completely agree and won't repeat any of the words that Mika said. For me, the photographic element of it, you know, the journey obviously is as complex as the presentation of the journey. And I gave this piece every piece of justice I could. I spent a long time with it. I read most of the dialogue in it. But I agree, the photographic element compared to the rest of it just doesn't lift it into that realm for me.
Right, thank you.
And I'll just, probably don't have a lot to add, but in terms of, I found it incredibly powerful in terms of that therapeutic, cathartic sort of process. But again, I found that when I went back to the category criteria that I looked at, I just kept coming back to one of the phrases where it says entries must be predominantly photographic in content and foundation, and to me that was what was lacking. Everything else is, you know, it's an absolutely amazing piece of work, but that's what held it back for me.
Okay, thank you very much. So we'll have right of reply, please, from Mandy.
Sorry. I absolutely hear what you are all saying, and I understand it. I guess for me in this, the ragged edges, the messy part of it, to me that in itself is its own representation of the journey, that it's not clean, it's not perfectly printed, it's not going to be, this is so authentic and so true and beautiful, and I just wanted to reward it for that. Yeah.
Thank you, Mandy. Judges, could we rescore? We have a score of 80 at a silver award. Thank you. Congratulations to the entrant. We will uplift that entry. Thank you. Cool. Okay. Can we bring in the next entry, please? This entry has no caption or title, so the judges are free to get up and view it. We have a score of 74, which is professional standard. Thank you very much. We all accept that. Quite close scores within a couple of points of each other. And would anyone like to give any or talk to the entrant about this entry? Thank you, Mika.
I think it's a really wonderful idea, this eye, especially like that the rock that it's placed on when it sits naturally it's allowing the eye to stare up at the sky, and I think this is a bit of a representation of the connection between the earth and the earth and people, humans. The things that concerned me were the tear is not in the place where a tear would naturally fall, and there are a few other elements that are perhaps not quite in the right areas. So the photographer might, I don't know how difficult it is to do this, but you might revisit this because I think it's a great idea, and it certainly is something worthy of exploration.
Thank you very much, Mika. Much appreciated. That'd be really good, valuable information for the entrant. So if we could take that entry, please. And if we could bring in the next entry, please. Thank you. The caption of this is toned cyanotype print. Thank you. We have a score of 79, which is a bronze award. However, are you challenging, Kay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm sitting in silver. I've just pushed it just into the silver range because I think this is actually again a beautiful treatment of the subject. It is very reminiscent of the Carl Blossfeld botanical illustrations that we used to see a lot of, and I just think the treatment of it, the subtleness, the colour palette, the tones, just the gentle transitioning between all those tones, it's just been beautifully done and So I've just pushed it into silver for that level of craft, skill, and technique.
Thank you, Kay. And Russell, could we hear from you, please?
I agree with the attractiveness of its overall look, but I'm a little bit disturbed by the depth of field dancing around everywhere. When I went in there, I just didn't enjoy that, and it made my eyes sort of not know where to settle really. So that for me took it down a little bit.
Thank you. What was your score, please, Russell?
I actually put it high professional standard, 74.
Thank you very much. If I could have a word from Amber, just middle of the road, if you could just give us a quick, concise thought to yours.
Yeah, sure. I think it is a really beautiful piece, and I gave it a 79. What kept it out of the silver range for me was that part of the criteria for silver is high level of imagination and or creativity, and I just felt that that's where this particular piece was lacking.
Okay, thank you very much, Amber. And could we have a right of reply, please, to Kay?
No, I'm happy with those comments. Thank you.
Lovely, thank you. Judges, if we could rescore. We made it to a silver. Congratulations to the photographer. Thank you very much. We will accept that. I'll just sort of do a reminder to the judges that you've already viewed these images, and because of time, I've been reminded that we will have to keep moving because we are actually, these walls and everything are going to be coming down at some stage. So we'll just have to keep an eye on our time and our words, keep things quite concise. Thank you. Could we bring in the next entry, please? Thank you. The caption of this entry is "The Story of Catherine Daniels, 40 sculptures each tell their own story to help others navigate journeys of healing through childhood trauma, parental neglect, sexual abuse, and mental health issues. And to the benefit of the audience, it is a book. And some of the judges are just going to have a quick look back at the book, and some of them don't need to because they've had a very good look over the last few days and they've got good knowledge of the contents and imagery. We have a score of 95. That is a gold with distinction, and the scores are very even. So congratulations to the photographer. That's very exciting. We would love to hear, I think it deserves to get at least one or two comments, please. Thank you.
I was incredibly moved by this book. As you've said, we had time to view it. I've not been able to get it out of my head. The placement of the words, the repetition of the words, the simplicity of the words, the beauty of the sculpture, the positioning of the sculpture, the connectedness that you feel when you look at these images, the vulnerability, the childlike emotion of it's incredibly powerful. I probably, I hope that not just me can speak because I'm now lost for words.
Thank you. Russell, could we hear from you, please?
The thing that moved me about the book was the collaboration. I mean, the character has obviously a three-dimensionality to it, but the photographer has been unbelievably skillful in creating so many different images that reflect the mood of the creator of that three-dimensional object. And it's like a songwriter, you know, a little bit like Elton John and Benny Taupin, you know, one person's written the song and one person's written the music. And I think that's how I sort of felt about this, that the photographer could honour the mind and creativity of the person who provided the object being photographed. I think it's just an incredible collaboration.
Thank you, Russell. And if it hasn't already been said, we'll keep your comments quite brief too, please. Thank you. First, Mandy.
Then I just want to challenge you, Russell, to bring it up to gold distinction, even higher. I think this deserves well beyond.
We're not challenging, no.
No, we can't. We actually can't challenge.
Oh, we can't challenge.
We're
No.
not.
Oh,
This
shit.
was not a challenge. This was not a challenge.
And it's all been in the same. We've all been in the same range.
Okay. Okay. Anyway,
Thank
awesome
you.
work.
Okay. Kay, could we hear from you,
Yeah,
please?
I just want to comment on the quality, the technical quality within the book is just absolutely superb, and it just strengthens the whole story and pulls everything together in just such an amazing way.
Thank you so much. Congratulations to the entrant. Well, that was the score. It was consensus. Everybody agreed.
Wait. No. I thought. Wait.
If it's gold,
Uh,
can it not be
it-
challenged?
If it's gold, it can't be challenged because I was at a gold distinction,
The
and
It is gold distinction.
and
at
I
95.
had put my hand up to say something, and then it went to somebody else. But I assumed that they also had gold distinction.
Yeah, wasn't it a gold distinction?
Oh, okay. So you can't take it even higher in a gold distinction.
What is the final score?
It was a
95.
95.
95.
Oh,
Yeah, we're all in. We're all in the
I
range.
see. Okay.
One moment. I'm just going to get clarification. Sorry, Russell.
Because I'd like to rest it.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, because highest scoring object, I suppose, is the thing, right?
From my understanding, Russell, even though you are lower, it could still be an automatic. It could be not an automatic. Yeah.
You can challenge any
a-
time if you're in gold.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Which I thought we were in the process
Okay, we
of
might have to
doing.
undo. We might
Okay.
have to undo
Yeah.
the accepted.
Okay, because I would like to see how high we can push this. That was,
Well, while we're waiting for that decision, am I allowed to speak?
Sure.
I spent a lot of time with this book earlier today, and I did find it incredibly moving. I don't see any flaws in it whatsoever. Every single element of it makes it one of the most powerful book I have ever seen, and I am glad that we will have the opportunity to rescore.
yeah. Peas. Pity peas.
Well, I can click on, but I'm just going to get clarification first.
Thank you.
I'm still a bit of a scribe here, so one moment. Entry locked to current round. I'm pretty certain I can just unlock that, but I just want to make sure I get clarification from that. No, we're not doing too badly.
Just for those in the audience who haven't seen it, the person's created a little sort of puppet-like figure which is incredibly full of emotion, even though it's a thing. The expressions on it and the way the photographer's dealt with it, lit it, placed it, incredible. And the little puppet invention, as it were, creation, is representing this person's feelings and who they were and who they are.
Thank you. Okay. Brilliant, thank you. We're just grabbing our IT person so we can do that. We're doing really well. And the audience, you're doing really well also. Lots of times with bums on seats at the moment, isn't it? Worth it though. No, I can unlock it.
You can reverse the.
Yeah, here we go. See that? I can unlock that. So we could actually put, when we put the scores in, oh, right, yeah, no, that's the, yeah, we can go back. We'll have to go back.
You've accepted, didn't you?
Yeah.
It has to be taken back to the other.
Yeah.
So the man's coming.
They would like to challenge.
Can
the-
reverse
No,
it.
no, I
She's
thought I
accepted
had
it?
challenged.
She pushed the button.
Yeah, but that, I mean, surely the technical aspect of it can't override a reboot.
Oh, no, you're allowed to,
Oh, okay.
we just need to back up the computer
Okay.
so that, because the scores went gone, so they just need to back it up.
Okay,
So you can,
no, that's good. Like,
you can drive it home.
yeah, like, don't
I
know the
think We're
technicality.
just going to do it anyway, aren't we?
Yeah, I think we would tell her, or him, or what.
Right. Put the systems aside and
Yeah, this is what you would have gotten.
sorry, Paul, we should jump the gun a bit.
It's the one that's.
Oh, that's the one for. So we want number 14. Pardon? So you want number 14. 14. Image number 14. That's the one.
Oh, yes, yes.
My confusion over there in the data, sorry. So Mandy was right.
I was very, what's it?
Yeah, because you were at 82 and then I got that.
Yeah.
Selective challenge.
Russell can and
Oh, Russell and Kate can.
Yeah, because we're,
Oh, okay.
In terms of challenging, you can challenge any
If you're
time when
gold.
you're
Oh,
in the
gold,
gold
sorry.
range.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, okay.
I'm like, hey, now.
yeah, it's just that it looked down and I thought it was sensitive. So we're good to go.
Good to go.
Challenge somebody, go on.
I'm challenging.
Go, Mandy.
Okay. Tell me what's wrong with it. Okay. Mark down 1 point for anything that's wrong with it. Ready, go.
Ready, set, go. Ooh, I like this way of doing it.
Are we just rescoring?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh my goodness, this is getting exciting. This is worth the wait.
You sure?
No peeking at each other's scores, please, judges. We've got one more to come in from Mika. No peeking. No peeking. We have got a score of 100. I think that was worth it. Wow, we'll take a little bit of time here. I will accept this. Thank you very much.
Interesting concept though. Is anything perfect?
We will. I'll get you to take
That
now.
was.
Meanwhile, while we're doing this, I'd just like we'll just get ourselves down a notch or two. I would like to just do a bit of a swap of judges. Kay, you've just done the most amazing job. Thank you very much. We're going to bring in Rachel in place of Kay Davis. Thank you, and Mandy Lynn. You're a little wind up, you are. Thank you very much. We really appreciate your judging and your enthusiasm as well. And we'd bring Johan in for Mandy Lynn, please. Thank you. How's the room?
Pretty cool.
Thank you. And so just everyone's logging in there. You're going there. Oh, if we could bring the entry in ready, please. Thank you. While we've got Johan logging in. There is no caption or title to this entry.
Just turn the slot around towards us, girls.
Yeah.
That's the one. Facing the
Face the front. Yeah.
face, the front. That's the one.
Cool.
I put the lid down.
I'll put the lid down, please.
Yeah.
If you've seen
I
inside.
could maybe look at the
Okay.
result and then see how it's done.
Yeah. We can go up.
So we'll get the judges to put their scores in, please. We have a score of 86. That is a silver distinction. Thank you very much. We will accept that. Thank you. And that is a silver distinction award. Would anyone like to talk to the entrant about the entry? Thank you, Mika.
Yeah, I think this is really innovative. Just to explain to those who have no idea what we're talking about, you look in the box, you see an image of a Halloween costumed child, then special things happen, and you look at the image again and there's a ghost-like child in there also, and it's very well crafted, it's beautifully photographed. The thing that held me back from going any higher was the face of the ghost-like child was not as sharp as the rest of the ghost-like child. And while I appreciate that movement is important and that ghost had that ghostliness quality, I would have liked to have seen sharpness in the face.
Thank you so much, Mika. That's very much appreciated. Could we get the image uplifted for the next one? Thank you. One more. Brilliant. Okay. if after this we'll just bring in the next entry. Thank you. You're doing a stellar job. There's no image or caption to this book, and the judges have viewed this book bar album. Apologies to the entrant if I have said that incorrectly, because I've not viewed it myself. It's obviously photographic in origin.
Did we have a title?
It had no image or title, obviously just what's on the front of the cover. So could I get you to turn that over, please? No, Russell, you're good. We'll get the assistants to do that. Cool. Could I get you just to turn it on to its front, please? Thank you. Thank you. We'll just take that glove away. Thank you. Right. We have got a score of 77, which is a bronze award. However, we have a challenge from Russell.
I've scored that 85. I just think that's quite an amazing example of how we can see the same thing two different ways, side by side. I mean, I thought that was really clever, and for me, it sort of climbed, it sort of became a bit more of a crescendo towards the end, and as the images became more painterly and really quite beautiful, I really enjoyed that thought process, and it just climbed for me. And each of those images, especially the painterly ones on the right side of each example, were quite stunning in their own right, and just to sort of give it a bronze, I don't know if it's doing justice to it. I feel it should be in the silver range somewhere.
Thank you. I'm not going to... sorry, Rachel, I'm just going to talk to Amber first, if I could. Amber, thank you.
I gave this a 74, and while I do really appreciate some of the images that were in there, I just felt that the presentation of so many of them was marred by printing imperfections, and the binding was tearing in lots of places. So I just felt like it was not of a professional enough standard to be in the awards range. However, I do hear what you're saying, and I do particularly remember a green, very painterly image in there, which I thought was very beautiful. So keep talking.
Thank you, Amber. Rachel, could we hear from you too, please?
Yeah, I agree with Russell and also Amber. I scored this 75. I thought that it was worthy of an award, but not higher than bronze because of that finished presentation. It feels like it has actually been well loved, and I really admire that. But for impact over a bronze level, I would expect just a little bit more perfection in the print. And there was also, in some of the left and right imagery, there was a lack of cohesion in a couple of the page groupings, whereas all the rest of them were really consistent with an artistic and an original. So that brought it down to bronze for me.
Thank you, Rachel. Russell, you've got right of reply.
I think the mood of the panel is evident, so we'll just go and score.
I don't think you lose too easily there, Russell. Thank you, judges, if we could rescore. And Johan, we've got you there. You've done your best, Russell, but we've still got a good solid bronze at 77. Congratulations. and we will accept that. I'll first grab the assistant to take that away, and I'd love to do a judge change if I could, please. Rachel, I'll give you a bit of a break. Thank you very much for that. And Mandy Lynn, could we pop you in there, please? Thank you. We'll get your dog in. And if we could bring in the next entry while Mandy Lynn is logging in. I'll read the title out in the caption once this is placed. The title is The Abused. The caption says, through both digital and darkroom processes, I created a digitised essence of lived experience. Chemogram component made from semen and lubricant, soaked in gin. Binary translation, rape. We have a score of 87, which is a silver with distinction. Thank you very much. Ooh, Mandy just put up a challenge at the very last minute. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Nice and succinct, Mandy.
Sorry. This category is about creativity. It's about a unique use of substrates, for God's sake. I mean, to infuse an image with heart and soul like this, and I know it is unique. I know it is different, and I think that in itself has to. Words. Tell me what's wrong with it. I'm just not seeing. I'm not seeing its flaws.
Thank you, Mandy. Mika, could I come down to you, please? At the other
Yeah,
end?
I scored this silver, 80. What I'm seeing doesn't match what I would expect to feel from such an evocative and emotive title and caption. There's a mismatch there for me. There is some flatness of colour that I feel doesn't draw me in, pushes me away, and I don't feel that the whole thing, it doesn't resonate with how I would expect to feel from those words. I appreciate the originality, the artistry, the masterful production of this piece. as an abstract, I just don't feel that it's communicating with me in the way that the title and the caption would warrant to go to a gold range.
Thank you. Johan, thank you.
It's a pretty powerful piece. A lot of power in just that word. And I feel that the word is actually more influential than the piece. And I want to reward the presentation for what it is, not what it says it is. And I'm not getting what it says it is out of what it is. So I gave it an 84 and I'm very happy with that.
Okay, thank you. Mandy, we'll come back to you as a right of reply, please.
Sure. So Mika, your words that you used were, "it pushed me away," which is exactly what this person would have been going through. It's not going to draw you in. That is the opposite of what it wants to do. It wants to push all of it away. It's the frozen part when you have trauma. It's the parts that you can't clean, the parts that feel like they're stuck forever. There is a lot to this. It is a semen splatter. It is a life splatter. There is so much in here. It's storytelling on next level, and I just feel like it should be rewarded that way.
Thank you, Mandy. Appreciate your comments. Judges, could I get you to rescore?
I blew it up.
Yeah, good. Find the chrome.
I think you can take that out.
I really blew it up.
Flip sideways.
You do it.
Oh.
It's a flippin' apple. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you for that. Well, the good thing, Mandy, is you did bring it up a point. We've got an 88, a very solid silver distinction. Thank you very much. We'll accept that and we'll uplift the entry, please. Thank you. So for the online viewers, we're currently viewing the Expressive category, kindly sponsored by NZIPP. And we'll bring in the next entry, please. This entry has no title or caption.
Just push it back into the light, girls. Maybe hold it up for us. Thank you.
And stand there forever.
Just go that way a little bit so the light. No, back towards the wall. That's it.
Actually, if you go around the table, see if you can go around the table, might be a bit easier. Cool, thank you. The arm's going to get tired, so the good thing is that the judges have already viewed this image.
Yeah.
Thanks, girls.
Yeah.
And we'll place it on the... Thank you so much.
Any text?
It's up to you if you'd like to go back.
No, any text.
There's no title or caption, no. Just got one more entry to go on, I think. Here we go. We have a score of 73, which is a good professional standard. Thank you very much. We'll accept that. The points are within 2 or 3 points of each other there. And who would like to talk to the entrant, please. Got some good knowledge.
Everyone's sitting
knowledgeable.
back, so what the heck? My reaction to it was that it was just sort of unresolved as a communication to me. The tight crop and sort of the flower and the juxtaposition between the person and the flower, I just didn't get the marriage of that. It just didn't communicate to me.
Thank you very much, Russell. Much appreciated for your comments there. I'm sure the entrant will take that on board too. We'll get you. Sorry. We'll get you to take the entry. Oh, okay. Mika, we're going to give you a bit of a break. Thank you. And Rachel, thank you for your judging, Mika. Really much appreciated. Rachel, could we bring you in for a short time, please? Thank you. And meanwhile, we'll place the next entry, please, while we're logging in. For the benefit of the audience, this is a book. And the caption is, "This book is the result of a 12-year association with Kaimanawa heritage horses. Some amazing Kaimanawa horses and the people trying to protect and nurture them." How's the audience going? Thumbs up. I liked seeing the glasses in everyone's hands. I thought that's the way to view. That is killing it. What a way to view a judging process. And also for the benefit of the audience, you can't see the actual, so for the online audience, you can't see how many people are actually viewing this. There's obviously huge interest in this category, which is quite exciting. Thank you, judges. We'll get you to rescore. Or sorry, to score. Would be a good thing. We have a score of 76, which is a bronze award. Congratulations to the entrant. Thank you. We will accept that. And would any of the judges like to talk to the entrant about their entry? The worst thing is that if you look at me, I will pick you. And Amber did, but Russell's taken it up.
No, go for it.
Russell,
Okay.
no, then you took it up.
No, I would just like to say that I'm really glad that this received an award, because there's clearly an enormous amount of work that has gone into producing this book. There's clearly a lot of passion for the project, and I think in order to lift the score, there could just be a little more cohesion to everything within the pages, and also a little more artistry with some of the photographs.
Thank you so much, Amber. That's fantastic. It'll be really valuable information. Could we please get that entry uplifted? And we will go to the next entry once that's off the table. Thank you. And we'll introduce the next entry. This entry is a book or album, obviously photographic in origin. It has no caption or title. How are you going with your scores, judges? Thank you. And could I have an assistant, please? Thank you. I'll get you just turn the book over for me, please. Thank you.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Just turn it over for me. Thank you. We have a score of 78, which is a solid bronze award. Fantastic. Thank you. And the judges have accepted that solid bronze. Thank you. Could I please have Jan? Thank you.
Sure. Very emotional, personal, emotional book about a death, and a lot of imagery about people, which is a great photo documentary of the events around that. Changing tones or colours of the black and whites from opening to opening was a little bit frustrating, I found. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sure the entrant will take that information to heart too. Thank you. I'm just going to do a judge change, please. A judge change. Rachel, I'm going to pull you out again. Sorry. Thank you.
See ya.
And Kay, thank you for that, Rachel. Kay, could we bring you back in, please? Thank you. And while Kay's logging in, could I get you to the assistants to take that away? Thank you. Thank you. Aren't our assistants amazing? They've been working tirelessly for a very long time. Thank you. Oops. Sorry, that's my bad. I haven't run that through. The caption is toned cyanotype print.
No, it's not.
Oh! I'm sorry. Apologies. I'm going to undo that. Let's come up. Could I get the judges just to be seated, please? Thank you. And this one's come up. No. Could I come back? That's obviously the next. I need to get. Thank you. This is our first year of doing this live, so we've all sat through a few little hiccups and technical issues, and we also have to. Obviously, all the entrants have acknowledged that they've actually done very well because they've put up with us. So we very much appreciate and thank them for their patience, because it must be very frustrating and hard on their nerves when this type of thing happens. But naturally, the wrinkles will get ironed out over time. So we're just waiting for a tech expert. Thank you. So we've got this entry, but with this one, we don't want this.
Crayons. Nothing pretty. Rin?
Thank you, Paul. Could I please get the judges to, if you know the book, or if you'd like to refresh yourself with the book, or you could put your scores in. Thank you, Johan. Could I have an assistant, please? Thank you. No, could I get you just to turn the book over, please, and place the... Thank you. That's okay. You're there to judge it, Johan. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we've got our scores. We have a score of 78, which is a solid bronze award. Thank you, and the judges have accepted that also. Could I have, who would like to talk to the entrant about the entry? Thank you, Kay, and also to the audience. Kay's just reading the notes from her phone.
Yes, I did make some notes when I was looking at this book. I found that the photography was really consistently of a high standard. I really enjoyed the way the photographers actually had chosen, I guess, the subject in terms of how they've chosen to do it. And I found that each of the images reflected a uniqueness of each of the families and their experiences through what we experienced through COVID lockdowns. I guess what I would like to have seen is that if the book had a stronger design concept to it, and perhaps explored other ways of presenting the responses to the questions that the photographer had asked, whether it be through handwritten notes from each of the families, those sort of things. So a little bit more creativity in that respect. So I think well deserving of a bronze and a well-produced book.
Thank you so much, Kay. Right, could we have the book uplifted, please, and we'll get the next entry also put on. Thank you. We'll bring that out now too, thank you. Apologies to the entrant for reading out the caption first. The caption says toned cyanotype print. We have a score of 86. That is a silver distinction. Congratulations to the entrant. Fabulous. Who would like to talk to the entrant about their work? Thank you, Kay. You've done beautiful, extensive notes. So.
Yeah, again, beautiful renditions of these insects, and there's so much like illustrations. The detail, the level of detail is absolutely exquisite. So I really commend the photographer in the craft and creation of this piece of work.
Thank you so much, Kate. Appreciated very much. Could we take that entry away? Thank you. And we have got the last entry of 2021 Iris Awards coming up. Here we go. The caption for this is a reflective capture of a young 6-year-old with her love letters to her family and her love of rainbows and unicorns. Hudson is quietly contemplative, complex and unconventional. For the benefit of the audience, it is a book. Sure. A reflective caption, I'll start again. A reflective capture of a young 6-year-old with her love letters to her family and her love of rainbows and unicorns. Hudson is quietly contemplative, complex and unconventional. And we've got the score has come in at 78, which is a bronze award. And the judges have accepted that. That is a very solid bronze. Congratulations to the entrant. Well done. Thank you very much. And that is a wrap.
Do you want to comment?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Could we please have a comment from Amber? Thank you.
I would like to comment because I do think that this is a beautiful object and book for that child's family to own. I think what could have lifted it would be just a little bit more verbal communication in there somewhere, but it is a really beautiful object.
Thank you so much, Amber. Wonderful. And a good bronze award too. We've done it, everybody. That is a wrap. Congratulations to everybody who've entered. I think it's been an absolutely resounding success with the Iris Awards. Everybody has worked very hard, but we've all had absolute hoot. Some of the hard workers we've had, especially that we need to make mention of, probably above and beyond his normal capacity, and that's for Paul, our IT expert, for all the tech help that we've done. Thank you. Absolute Superman, we cannot believe how much he's done for us. It's absolutely, we couldn't have done this without him. So huge kudos to him.
And our panel chairs.
Oh, thank you. We'd like to thank, we've got lots behind the scenes. I think the biggest thanks we need to do is all the volunteers, but especially we have to thank the Honours Council for the huge amount of hundreds and hundreds of hours that we don't even see and have any appreciation for. And the board as well. The board have worked very hard to try to keep everything going as seamlessly as they can with their cooperation with the Honours team. It's absolutely huge, so massive congrats to them too. And that is a wrap, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you to the audience also for your time and patience while we got through a few little technical issues. We're very much looking forward to hopefully you coming in person next year and being a part of it all, because it really is absolutely completely worthwhile. Could I remind the judges, if we could get all the judges and panel chairs to